Hello, everybody. My name is Pauline DaCosta. Have you ever been at a party or a social gathering and seen everybody on their phone instead of interacting? Or maybe you're one of those people that sits in class on their phone. Maybe you're like me and you're having a really hard time concentrating during this pandemic and you just can't help but to be connected to everybody else. Well, little disclosure is, in order to complete this assignment and presentation, I've put my phone in the other room. Now, take this tour with me. This first slide is the percentage of adults using social media as of February 2019 by age group. Of course, 90%, which is the highest percentage, falls under the demographics of 18 and 29, meaning 90% of people between ages 18 and 29 within the United States of America are using some type of social media, whether it be Instagram, Snapchat, LinkedIn, Facebook, and many others that you guys already know. What really surprised me the most in finding this data was that between the ages of 50 and 64, 69% of people were also using either some type of social media. Those are considered the baby boomers. And it goes without say that they've been easily caught on to the trends. Now, on the second slide, we see media usage in an internet minute as of August 2020. This perhaps was the most recent data that I was able to find. And as we can see, the most messages sent per minute, being 41.67 million, were through WhatsApp. It's incredible to know how many apps there really are out there for us. I mean, it's endless amounts. Every day, either a new app comes out or an app is updated with new features, making things almost irresistible. And with WhatsApp specifically, which we see right here, this is the app, it connects you to anybody in the whole wide world that has a phone. All you have to do is be logged on to the Wi-Fi and you can talk to anybody, whether they be in Japan, in Saudi Arabia, in China, in Brazil, in Argentina, and so on. And it is completely free of charge. All you have to do is really be signed on to your local Wi-Fi, to any Wi-Fi, and your phone will be able to call, to text, to send videos, photos, and so on, which has really changed the game. Before, people used to have calling cards or maybe get charged crazy amount of phone bills just to make an international phone call. So it does make sense to how this is leading to globalization. I'd say, in my personal opinion, it's one of the prime tools that we've used over the last 10 years to provide globalization at its finest. Now, the second was 1 million amount per minute of people, were 1 million amount spent per online by consumers, which means people are shopping online a whole lot more. Now, let's not forget, this was done very recent. It was done as of August 2020 that they've taken this study. So it does make sense that through the pandemic, people have had no choice but to order. But it's also changed things, how everything is done, perhaps infinitely. People used to go to the supermarket, but now that either certain age groups that would have preferred to go to the supermarket discovered how easy it is to order groceries online and not have to leave their house and have it at their convenience within 24 to 48 hours, they might not go back to shopping in store anymore. And that goes without say for all retailers. Our next slide shows Facebook user engagement of leading publishers during May 2020. Now, I thought it was crucial to bring this information to you, as I had also presented an article last week speaking on how closely connected data usage was to not only politics, but just the world in general and how much value it holds. It surpassed the oil business, which means now it's the leading business in the whole world. These companies were able to engage users through Facebook. And if you see, the highest one is Daily Mail. .com in the UK, But also CNN.com and Fox News and NBC, they don't stay behind. People no longer turn on their televisions to watch any type of news. Everything is instantly at your fingertips now. You may be using the bathroom watching news. You may be sleeping or laying down and listening to the news. You may be studying and listening to it through your phone or an iPad perhaps, or your computer on another screen. It just created the television and even a cable box a thing of the past, which is very interesting to see how things will stream moving forward, especially since everybody has everything at their pockets. Now, social media usage between 2012 and 2019, this is the usage per minute by user. So as we can see, people were averaging 90 minutes a day in 2012, and it has only increased. You might say, oh, it's not increasing that much, but between 2015 and 2016, it had a significant jump. And between 2016 to 2019, it had a significant jump as well. As we see, whether it's steady or not, we've only become more and more addicted to our phones or to our devices. And there's this need, whether you realize or don't realize, of being connected constantly, not giving your brain a break to decompress from all the information that it's receiving. Let's not forget, our brains are also a data bank. Now, this is the projection of usage by by country from 2020 to 2025. As we see here, this map is interactive, and it just shows you, it kind of just gives you a little glimpse of all the countries that it is touching. I wanted it to be something that you can visually see on a map and in numbers. So, of course, it makes sense for China and India to have the biggest growth in users, as they also have the biggest population up to date. However, it does also imply that every country, Vietnam has grown, the United States will grow, Indonesia is growing significantly, Brazil has grown and will continue to do so. Bangladesh over here has also grown. If you see this on a larger scale just through numbers, it would make a little bit even more sense, but this was the best way I could present it into where it would be understandable. The usage on a daily basis for all these countries have projected to only rise because phones have become more affordable maybe within the area. Their networks have become more accessible. The technology has advanced. And once you're connected, in my opinion, you just can never go back. Now, the benefits of globalization, as we saw in the last slide, would be to connect. So basically, when you're using a phone, maybe perhaps in Bangladesh, for example, you have the ability now to matchmake with anybody in the entire world, or to market your business and yourself and any of the services you may provide to the entire world through these apps, whether it be Instagram, whether it be through Facebook. You can literally market yourself for free no matter where you are. As long as you're able, you find a way to be able to provide your service or your product to another place, as in shipping, or as in maybe a lot of the things that are being used now are classes or how to, maybe on YouTube or whatever it may be that your skill is. So it creates your revenue, your increase of revenue significantly higher if you're able to break in through these markets. And not just that, but make yourself of a higher asset. Learn a new language, connect perhaps with somebody of a different religion, and just learn about a different culture. All of these things sound great. However, this is versus the privacy concerns that we have as humans. Our data is completely free in an open market so that anybody can make use of it and benefit from. So it's just been very interesting to see the pros and cons of having this globalization, because at the same time, since now you can buy something that maybe comes from Australia, the one that's made within the United States that you thought was different is no longer different to you. Now you have infinite options. So who knows where this will take us? We'll just have to buckle up and see. Thank you for sitting through my presentation, and I hope that you learned as much as I did. And I also hope that you learned to set boundaries more than anything with your social media usage, because although it could be very beneficial and there are tons of things that you can learn, infinite is there's infinite wisdom and infinite learning through our social media branches. It can also affect your mental health. It can also affect the amount of time that you were sitting down or not exercising or not spending time with your family and your loved ones. And also, it can interfere in your schoolwork and your job. So make sure you set those healthy boundaries, and I hope you all have a great day. Thank you.